Alright, so since everyone's been asking a lot about how to install the FX Trimless recess track, we're just going to give a quick demo from start to finish. So first steps is to install these recess brackets. Now you actually see down the ridge down here, you got that little nice channel. So we're just going to go ahead with putting 2 on each side. And the grill faces towards the fitting or room. Like that. And you can see here, this adjustment is based on how thick your plasterboard is, or gyprock. So depending on how thick it is or how thin, you're going to have to adjust that, but you'll have to see on site with what you're working with. Then on the other side, alright, now we've got one of either side. So the best way to measure that height of the mounted bracket is just grab the offcut of the plaster or gyprock you're working with currently and grab it, put it on the floor, loosen these up, and see how flush you can get it. So like such, I'm just going to tighten that there. See here, nice and flush, so you can see that, and I'm just going to do the same for the other side. And just like such, same flush, like that. If you haven't put your end caps on now's the best time to do it. So you got 4 holes located, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's put these on to make it a little bit easier before getting up there, like such. And on a side note as well, with the FX track, there is no pre-drill for your cable entry or power feeds, so you can literally drill anywhere along the back here. So I've just gone ahead and drilled a nice 10mm hole here to make it for the cable, which will come through the back as a recess fitting, like such, for you to terminate into the live feed. And the live feed looks something like this. You got your 4 terminals for your volt plus minus, as well as dim plus minus. So it will give you pre-cut punch outs either at the end or when it's actually assembled and the rear. In the case you are doing 2 longer links together, so you're going to need to put your mechanical joiners, slide it through the side channels here, like such, and it'll be on the other side as well. And make sure it's probably best to do one side at a time first. Tighten it up with the Allen key provided. Not too tight, just a little bit to stop it moving. Tighten her up. And there you go. On top of the mechanical joiner, you're going to need an electrical joiner, which just connects the 2 pieces electrically, like such. And just make sure when you're looking at it, you're not going to be seeing this side, no screws, but you're seeing a nice flat edge, and you're just going to push it in the channel. Should hear a nice click, nice and flush in there. And then to lock it up, just going to use this toggle to lock it in place, so it's never going to move unless you need to loosen it, which is just the other way around. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead with cutting out the cutout for the recess track. You're going to need to cut a channel width of 54mm from side to side, and then the length based on what your total length of track run is. So we're just going to go ahead and cut it. Alright, so then the hole is nice and cut out already. So just as a tip as well, I like to make some pencil markings just on the track itself where the bracket is going to meet, just so you can see a little bit easier where you're going to have to screw through the ceiling to meet the actual bracket holes itself. So it's going to put it in now. So go at a 45 or a 90 straight up into the hole, all the way through, and it should get one side over and now the other. So both wings are sitting on the top like such, nice and snug. Now we're going to go ahead with fastening these to the bracket. So following where you mark the pencil markings for the bracket, it will be right there. And another one right there. Nice little bit of recess so you can plaster it in easier. Alright, cool. So now that we have fastened all the screws to the brackets over here, now it's going to be the best time for the electrical connections to be done. So previously speaking of the cable entries, just making sure that's in the right spot. The sparky will need to do that on their own terms to figure out what's going to work best for them. After the electrical connections all been done, now you will need the plasterer to come in and finish the plastering job. So you'll see here, there's this nice little edge along the track. This is to help the plasterer to fill in the gaps and work with an edge without spilling into the track. So once that's all been plastered off nice and smooth, including the screw holes, the painter will need to come back in and make everything look pretty. Alright, that's it from us. If you have any questions or queries, feel free to give us a call or visit us at unios.com.